The conversation you're having right now is the way you should be doing hypnosis. Okay, it's friendly, it's casual, okay? It's not pushy. You're just finding out things about the person sitting in front of you and having something you've had your entire life, which is conversation. Who got stuck for what to ask next? How could you, having a conversation? But what tends to happen as hypnotists, we get so lost in what's the best question I should ask? And we spend so long trying to find that out, we miss out on the real value of just asking any old question, and instead of focusing on the best question, focusing on the response of the question. So regardless whether you make 10 mistakes, you might get one good question that takes them over the line. Does that make sense? Okay. What's different about the attitude you have right now when you're having a conversation when that's all I've asked you to do? What do you notice is different? Relaxed, casual. What else? Thank you. There's no pressure. We are now going to do the exercise again, but now you're going to have one client, one therapist. And I want you to take a mental note of yourself of when you switch. Do you go into therapy mode where you try and fix the person? Are you spending a lot of time trying to find the right question to ask? Or are you just so casual in your approach, you forget about all the questions and just talk? I know which one I prefer. Okay? So pick one client, one therapist, and I'm going to walk around. I don't want you to tell me who's who, but I guarantee I'll pick it without even listening. Because there's something that we all do with our body language that's very apparent in this group. Okay, which is fine, it's just what it is. Okay? Just investigate the problems. Okay? When you see an unconscious moment, what's our goal? Use it, just point it out. What happened then? What are you laughing about? Why did you just zone off? Whatever the case may be. Do this for a couple of minutes. Okay? And then I'm going to give you one extra principle to add on top of it. Okay? So pick a real problem, please. Get into it. And I'm going to walk around and see what we can do. Good start. So we're just warming up right now. So now what I want to introduce you to, it is sort of a technique, but it's based on a powerful principle, which I'm going to call the hypnotic clarification. Okay? What I want you to do is you're going to start off the same problem. You can either start from scratch or just pick up where you were. And then at some point, I want you to clarify something that they've said. When they talk about something negative or the problem, I want you to clarify it and repeat it back to them. It might sound like this. So I'm talking with Joe Bloggs, and Joe says, oh, I'm a smoker and I can't quit. I say, how is that a problem? What do you want that's different, Joe? What would you do if you got this, this, and this? Just having a normal conversation. And then I notice the same theme Joe keeps saying, but I just can't quit. And I'm going to say, well, hang on, Joe, let me clarify this for a moment. I'm going to pause as if to say, I want your attention. You're telling me you're a smoker and you just can't quit. You just can't quit. What do you think that's going to do?
Really make him think about it.
Really make him think about it. It's a way to offer a solution without giving him solution. I want you to act as if you know something that Joe doesn't know yet. And I want you to really ramp up your EVP right now. Stare at your client, your voice, take a long extended pause.
EVP, what?
So your eye contact, hypnotic voice, and pausing. So I really want you to amp that up. Okay? And really look at Joe or look at your client in the eyes. So you're telling me, Joe, I just want to clarify this. You're a smoker. You really think you can't quit? Is that what you're telling me, Joe? I'm implying he needs to think about it because I need more information than he's giving me. Does that make sense? Okay. I want you to overdo this. Really go hypnotic on this person. And from this, if you get some unconscious moments, point them out like normal. But let's just see what happens when we repeat back their problem. Does a solution come from just doing that? Would that make it nice and easy if it did? Okay, so 2 or 3 minutes, pick up where you were, and just try and put that in somewhere.
Close enough?
Yes. Come on in, folks. Just drop that conversation. Okay, if they're in trance, pull them out. Okay, and now just turn around so I can see your lovely faces. And I just want to talk about why we've included this. Okay, so we've talked about in the past about really not focusing on the negative of something. Okay, does everyone understand why we do that? Okay, would anyone like to express that with some language and words?
We don't want to take them to a place in that infinite possibility where it's all bad.
Yes, absolutely. So we don't want to highlight the bad because we grow the bad. But now I'm getting you to do that very same thing. What we're actually doing is, where do problems all exist? So in order for somebody to have a problem, they have to go into trance, right? So why do you think we're repeating back the problem they have? We're using the trance the problem brings along with it and giving it back to them. Does that make sense of why we're doing this? Now you can't say this with an evil, snarly look on your face, but what you can offer is a little bit of hope. Say, Joe, so you're a smoker and you really think you can't quit. Interesting. You really think you can't quit. Sounds like I'm asking him a question now to explain that to me. And the very fact of feeding him back a problem that has within it trance elements, he should go into trance from that. Okay? It's a different strategy, but it's very, very powerful when you get it right. The way you get it right is through your delivery. I'm not adding things to Joe's problem. What I am doing is giving Joe's problem back with a seed of hope in it, like a question mark on the end of it. Things, do you really believe that, Joe? And from there, Joe's either going to clarify things for me, okay, which is basically what we've done, a hypnotic clarification. He's going to tell me what the real issue is, or something more trance-like is going to come from that.
What if he says, yep?
Exactly right. I'll do it again. Okay? So if Joe says, yep, I am. Really, Joe? Really? I'm not saying much, but my implication is. Does that make sense? Okay? Because we're about to do a demonstration of this. Okay? Now I'm going to have to ask the dreaded question again. I need 2 volunteers. So please grab, I need 1 person and then another person over here. Okay, come on, have a seat. Give me a round of applause. Yeah, round of applause. Have a seat. We do need another person. Yep, come on, Matt.
It's
come on
much
up.
warmer up here than
Yes.
over there. That's
Okay.
why I'm up here. I figured that.
Remember, the more time you get up here, the more these trances